Hello artists, today we're going to learn how to make a coil pot. You will have a cloth, you will have clay. You will get more clay if you have a project where parts are involved. You're going to take your clay and first rip off a chunk, should be smaller than baseball size. We're going to take that chunk, roll it in a ball, and then stand up and press down. We are shooting to have a thickness about as thick as your thumb or your first finger. So if we look, it's close to the thickness of my thumb. And if you need to make it rounder, you can always gently roll it on your table or smooth things out. This is for the base of your coil pot. Now just gently changing the shape a little bit. So one more time, should be as thick as your thumb. Okay, base done. Next, rip off another decent sized chunk of clay. Then squeeze it out like a fat caterpillar. This goes on the table, hands together. We're going to roll it. You have to apply a little pressure when you do this. So hands together, then apart. Together, then apart. And for this first coil, it should also be close to the size of your thumb. And I'm laying this down on top of my base. And I'm going to continue wrapping it around. Before I make another coil, you can use your finger, or I have a variety of wooden clay tools you can use. This is a sculpting thumb. We can use these to smooth your coils together. We're only smoothing them together on one side. So you could take the pad of your thumb, and I'm going against the direction of the coil. So I'm not smoothing horizontally, smoothing vertically, using the pad of my thumb. If you use the tip of your thumb, you're going to dig trenches. That's why I'm using the pad of my thumb. If you don't want to use your thumb, like I said, we have a variety of tools you can use. And same thing, we blend together vertically on your pot. You get that whole first coil attached. And don't worry about the extra bumpy parts right now. We will fix that later. All right, rip off another chunk. Fat caterpillar. Hands together and apart. As you go up, the coils can get smaller, but you never want them smaller than your pinky finger. If you wanted to alter the shape of your pot, like right now I'm going straight up because I'm just stacking these on top of each other. If you wanted it to go out, you take the coil, and as you're building, you set it just slightly off to the side. And then what's called the belly of your pot will get bigger. Same thing if you want to go in. If you want it to go in, you set it towards the inside, and then it will go in. And then you'll have a little belly and a neck on your pot. In the event that you roll a coil and it starts to go flat on you, the solution for that is take your coil and gently twist it, and then resume rolling, and then the coil will go back to being round. When you get down to your last coil, I'm going to take it and roll it around, and then I'm pulling the end. That way these will end up even. If I just rolled the entire thing, the top would be uneven. And then for doing more blending the coil together, and notice when I do this, I've got one hand supporting the inside, the other hand is doing all the blending. I should not see any pinching motions. If you're pinching this pot, you're thinning your walls. That makes them weak, and then they start buckling and collapsing. Then we have a bowl of water with a sponge. Squeeze it out over the bowl. Support with one hand. With your other hand, you're applying a little bit of pressure and wiping. And this is smoothing away all those little minor cracks and things that you have on your project. If your top is still a little uneven, you can always gently tap it on the table, and that will help even it out.